I'm deadlifting now.
This was a semi-challenging 315. Those deadlifts wiped me the fuck out.
I need to mean it again. I need to feel and mean the rage. Fuck! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Jacked and Pilled. I'm your host, the Natty Crusader, John Collins, and we're hitting some freaking back today. What I'm doing my back days now are drastically different to what I was doing during prep. Number one, volume's a little bit higher. Number two, I'm deadlifting now. I mean, I have two back days. There's a pull down base day for lats, but then I have a row deadlift day today for the back thickness, and I do just have more fun with this one because there's just something so sweet about just picking a freaking bar off the ground. It just feels primal. It just feels right. And my deadlift numbers have never been anything particularly crazy. I think that my heaviest deadlifts were like 385 for like 5 to 6. My last deadlift session, I hit like 5 to 8 reps with 335. I'd have to check my notes, I forget. Log your workouts, by the way. Imagine being in my exact position where you're talking about your lifts, thinking about what you did last week, and then you short circuit and forget, because that kind of thing happens. So you need to track your workouts, because that's one of the best ways to freaking enforce progressive overload. Because how are you progressively overloading if you don't even know what you did last week? All right, 1 second. I gotta make a right turn here. Every time I make a right turn, I gotta hold my phone to make sure it doesn't freaking slide and go through my window. And then this guy in front of me is taking probably the world's slowest right turn. Oh my goodness, that was embarrassing, brother. Or sister, more than likely. I'm just kidding. But yeah, windows are too dark, I can't tell. But the wrists were dainty, I could see that. So possibly woman, possibly effeminate man. I posted videos of me deadlifting in my social media before, and I've had people in the comment section, why are you doing deadlifts on a back day? Because deadlifts are a phenomenal exercise for building your back. As long as you have your posture in check, meaning chest tall, shoulders back, you're really squeezing those shoulder blades as you're pulling the bar up and you get to the top of the movement, you're gonna get some phenomenal back activation. I will tell you that last time I did deadlifts, I tore up my shins like crazy, where they're still pretty bruised and I got some minor scabs going. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but it's not the most comfortable thing in the world either. That's why I'm wearing pants today for these deadlifts. Still no padding or anything like that. That probably would have been a good idea, but too late for that now. And then there's this machine at my gym for this bent over like T-bar row that I really like. I before was doing this chest supported row where the handles kind of swiveled a little bit, and for me it was a little bit too much movement during the set because I feel like those hands still would swivel even more than like dumbbells would if I was hypothetically doing like bent over dumbbell rows like that. It just felt a little bit too unstable because if I'm trying to do a nice heavy controlled row, if I feel my elbows kind of come cockeyed because these handles are swiveling like fuck, it makes me feel a lot less stable in the movement and I connect with it a lot less. So I've kind of fixed that problem with this new machine. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's pretty sweet. It's not chest supported, but the rowing mechanism itself is pretty nice and the squeeze is gnarly. So I'm happy about that. I had somewhat of a rough time sleeping last night and it's not the hugest deal in the world. I got like 5 hours instead of my usual 8, but I've had plenty of days worth of 8 to 9 hours leading up to today. So with a little bit of extra caffeine and some front loaded carbohydrates, I'm gonna be all right. That's the strategy, by the way. Sometimes if my sleep is really bad and I can get around to the gym earlier in the morning, I'll have a little bit of extra caffeine, although I don't like to rely on that. I'll front load some carbs so I got some extra energy, and then I just get to the gym as soon as I can before my energy inevitably tanks later in the day.
You know, I went into today already feeling a little bit sore still from my lat bias movement a few days ago. So far, I'm still feeling strong, even on 5 hours of sleep. This was a semi-challenging 315. Last week I did, what, 335? I might be pushing 345, 350 today. We'll see. Those deadlifts wiped me the f*** out. This is that new machine I was talking about, how I really liked it. And I'm like too tired to even enjoy it. And the central nervous system fatigue after deadlifts is starting to really set in. My leg day is different because squats kind of falls like on the tail end. I have these other movements like calf raises, adductors, hamstring curls, where I can push hard, but the central nervous system fatigue is low. I'm just warmed up going into squats, and then I only have one exercise after. Whereas after the deadlifts, I have like 4 exercises after. So. And we're back with the slightly bigger back because that was a damn good back day. My lifts are feeling so good. I honestly almost forgot how good lifting weights feels. Prep takes a lot of that out of you. When you are feeling perpetually flat and low energy for just months at a time, you legitimately forget what these things are like. Now I'm going into these workouts with energy and I'm able to add strength. I'm able to add a couple reps or some weight here and there on my movements. And then just that psychological feeling of knowing that I'm making progress and moving forward is just unbelievable. There's truthfully nothing like it. And then once I'm done finishing my meals, there's no longer that feeling of, oh, I could eat probably 5 more of these. It's like, oh, I actually feel pretty good now. So speaking of meals, that's what I got right here. It's been a good few days because that back day was on Wednesday. It is Sunday now. But we've been enjoying lots of good meals since then, and this is going to be one of them. You know, I have people ask me, you're bulking now, so what does your diet look like? How is it different from what it was like back when you were in prep, back when you were cutting? Truthfully, it's the exact same thing. The foods are exactly the same. Beef, rice, healthy fats like avocados, vegetables, but the portions are just what's different. So rather than me having a tiny bowl with a measly portion that can hardly freaking sustain me, it's something pretty decent now. Well, actually, big difference now is instead of just mustard, it's mustard with a little bit of ketchup because I have room for some ketchup now. It's not super high sugar. This is no sugar added. We got less than a gram of sugar per serving, which is pretty great. I don't go crazy with the ketchup. I do go crazy with the mustard though. I don't want to throw the macros off too much with this, so that's why I go mostly heavy with this, and then I throw in the ketchup for a little bit of extra sweetness and flavor. You can see this. I'm not being shy with the mustard, not at all. But then with the ketchup, you know, we're kind of just getting our feet wet. Boom. Mustard and ketchup really is a goated combo. I am going to be an advocate for this till the day I clock out of this earth. But as you've seen, I'm handling some compound movements pretty well nowadays. Back squats are going well. I recently took 335 for a ride of 8, and I probably had 1 or maybe 2 left in the tank. And then with those deadlifts, with what I was moving, you know, I probably had maybe a rep or so left there in the tank as well. My dumbbell bench is going great. It's just, I'm trying not to get too greedy with the strength, but there's a part of me that really wants to be able to say that I can squat 405 again, that I could deadlift 405 again. And I've never hit a 315 bench in my life, but a part of me is like, hey, maybe we should try and do that now. But then I'm like, well, hey, is that even really productive? Because then that's training more for strength rather than training for hypertrophy. So would it really even be productive to change my training in that way? But then it's like, well, okay, well then should there be a power building approach? I mean, there really is a good hypertrophic effect from a lot of these big compound movements like the squat, the bench, and the deadlifts, just depending on how you train them and what kind of rep range you use. Because the heavy compounds are really good at building this deep, dense muscle that sticks with you for quite a long time. Well, it's like, well, maybe it would be productive. But then at the same time, it's like injury risk is a little bit higher if I'm going crazy heavy on barbell bench press. 315 for some of you might not be crazy heavy, but for me, it's a little bit heavy. I mean, I'm coming off of weighing 174 pounds for quite a while. I'm pushing a little bit above 185 now. I've gained a lot of fluid back. Realistically, I've gained a few pounds of fat since my bodybuilding show, which I'm totally okay with because once you are that lean, your body is not primed to build muscle at that point. You have to put on a small amount of body fat to be able to start building muscle again. So that's been addressed already. Now I just got to make sure I don't get fat. Sometimes I feel like a literal dog because dogs will get excited eating the same meal for like the millionth time. And I'll take my beef and my rice with ketchup and mustard out of the microwave and I'm just ready to freaking tear it up. And it's not even just like, oh, I'm so hungry, anything's gonna taste good. I just like it. I'm never gonna understand people who on bodybuilding food just for the sake of doing it. Oh, I have to have something really elaborate. Like, dude, this is 3 ingredients in this bowl minus the sauces, and it's damn good. There's really nothing like it. If I was eating this for the rest of my life and nothing else, every meal was this, sure, I would miss stuff here and there, but honestly, this would be fine, and I would feel good. Physically, I am by and large holding up pretty well, but my hormones are still recovering from my first bodybuilding show. Competing as a natural is tough because I don't have any enhancements to bring my testosterone levels up from what they were. And it's not like I feel like they're crazy low right now. I by and large feel better. It's not like I have no sex drive or no energy, no motivation, this or that. That edge that I used to have probably like this time last year feels like it's still kind of lagging behind. The big tell for me that my testosterone is still recovering is how I process and think about rage. Before, I used to have this true, raw, masculine rage, and now whenever I'm angry, it's like I'm whiny and upset. I prefer to feel rageful as opposed to like a whiny bitch. So I'm getting better about that. Sometimes I have to like force rage. Like somebody cuts me off in traffic and I'm like, oh, what a jerk. But I have to force myself to be like, and I'll be yelling like that. And it's like I don't even mean it. I need to mean it again. I need to feel and mean the rage. I need to exclaim and shout with intention and testosterone. Oh, and by the way, you guys probably haven't seen this t-shirt in a while. The Jacked and Pilled Fourth Wall shop is still very much alive and well. So if you want to pick up your very own Jacked and Pilled t-shirt or coolest cat that I wear every video, go pick up your very own at jacked-pilled-shop.fourthwall.com. Support a Natty-owned business and pick up your Jacked and Pilled shirts today, brother. And there's going to be a whole lot more added to the shop. I haven't even released my Halloween shirts yet. I like Jim, I like Halloween. I combined them and it's going to be a whole thing now. I've had people tell me, they're like, dude, you shouldn't even waste your time with that. You should be focusing solely on your coaching business, this and that, which I do and I love very much. I will say for the record, with all the clients I'm currently working with online, there is truthfully nothing like working with somebody and seeing them make progress like week to week, day to day, month to month, and see how their life is improving because their health is improving. That is an amazing feeling and there is nothing like it, and I would not give it up for the world. I also really like putting like dumb shit on t-shirts though. This is the OG Jacked and Pilled shirt, the one that started them all, but we're gonna have a few more designs coming up. I haven't even mentioned Wide Privilege, Post-Bolt Clarity, Day of the Shreds, Natty with the Fatty, or American Southwestern Nationalism. Those are all great, and like I said, there's gonna be a whole lot more that are Halloween themed dropping pretty soon. But that's gonna be all for me tonight. Thank you guys very much for watching another episode of Jacked and Pilled. If you like this episode, please drop a like, drop a comment below, and hit that bell to get notified whenever Jacked and Pilled uploads a new video, brother. I've been the Natty Crusader, John Collins. Like I said, thank y'all very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.